Welcome everyone to today's masterclass, 3 ways to transform your feelings of overwhelm to feelings of confidence using hypnosis. And who here is ready to learn how to transform your feelings of overwhelm to confidence using hypnosis? Everybody raise your hands if you're ready. All right, cool, cool. So I want to share with you a little bit about my what's happened for me and how I have transformed my feelings of overwhelm. Much of the time, I can't tell you that it's always, but and to more and more confidence. I am grateful for my intuitive abilities. I hear, feel, see, and know. And I love using hypnosis as a tool to make such a difference in people's lives. And I am a licensed clinical social worker for over 30 years now. And I combine the hypnosis and something called NLP. And I combine it all together to really transform lives. But it wasn't always this way. I suffered with anxiety, depression, overwhelm most of the time, low self-esteem, and post-traumatic stress disorder. And for years, I was stuck in that energy. And because of the trauma, I wasn't able to move forward in my life and my career. I felt really stuck. I didn't feel worthy of creating an abundant income. And I felt terrified and to be seen and visible because of the trauma. And I didn't trust myself to make decisions. My confidence and self-esteem was shaken because of the trauma. And what happened was I found out about a training program. It was this beautiful sunny day. I remember I was going to visit a friend who what we were doing work with each other. And her office, there was like sun streaming through these big, beautiful windows. And she told me about a training program where I could transform other people's trauma and transform my own. And when she told me about that training, my whole body was like, yes, my intuition knew that that was an answer to my prayers. And I enrolled in that training immediately. And over the years, I gained the skills, not only from that was a somatic, body-centered training. And I've done the hypnosis and the neurolinguistics programming, became a certified coach. And now what I've done is I brought it all together so that I can transform lives. And I am committed to have you, like the fact that you're here, I am so committed to help you to transform your life and to be able to change your life so that you can then make a difference in your own life and perhaps those you serve. So again, I just really want to welcome you all here. I'm so grateful that you're here because what it means is that you are committed to your healing and your work so that you can change your life and change those however you serve. So I'm thank you for being here. I just really so grateful. So what I decided that I am not using my PowerPoint today. I want to get to know you more. Yeah, Carol's like, yeah, all right. What I would really like to hear is I want to hear what would you like to get from today? So since we can let's do it one person at a time because I'd really like to hear you, connect with you, get to know you. Okay, so we got Carol raising her hands already. All right. All right.
So, ladies, Nancy, I'm so curious about why hypnosis is so much more effective than talk therapy. Like, I never knew that until a few weeks ago. And I also want to hear more about, like, when you access the subconscious and the superconscious, like when you're doing sessions doing that, you were a therapist for 30 years. How does that differ from your talk sessions? What comes up?
Okay, using hypnosis and being able to access. Okay. All right. Thank you, Carol. I am gonna weave that in. All right. Who would like to? Elisa, can you
So
get?
I know almost nothing about hypnosis in general.
Okay.
Carol invited me to this and it sounded really interesting. And I was like, I don't know anything about this. And I was wondering, well, I was hoping to gain kind of like a basics 101 of what hypnosis is, what it's for. And I was really interested how you incorporate it into your daily life.
Okay. Okay, great.
Well,
Thank you. Who would like to go next? Okay, can you unmute yourself, Donna? Okay, cool.
Hi there. I have done Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. I'm going towards Reiki Master. I've been hypnotized in the past.
Okay.
I've had many surgeries. I just had a 16 level fusion,
Oh, wow.
and being able to self hypnotize myself
Okay.
will help me with my levels of pain and get through any blocks and fears that I may have regarding walking around outside and driving, in this stage.
Okay.
Um, so that's basically, I just, it's a learning tool, and it's something I can pass along to others who may have surgery and other surgeries. It's good for everybody to know.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you
Okay.
for inviting.
Okay. My pleasure. All right. Who would like to go next? Erin.
Well, I'll go
All right.
next.
Okay, Erin, go for it.
All right. So, kind of going along with the theme of this class, which is transforming overwhelm into confidence. And I'm just kind of curious, like overwhelm to me, and in my personal experience, has a lot of different connotations because I can even be overwhelmed by many wonderful things going on in my life, but they're all happening at the same time, in addition to all the other things that are happening. So I can I have, Carol knows now, I think that I have a lot of, I don't know, I just have like a lot of enthusiasm for a lot of things. And so I can get overwhelmed and bogged down in all of it, all of the stuff. Common householder, in addition to mom, in addition to writer, editor, actor, blah, 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 everything, friend, everything. So going from overwhelm to confidence, would the hypnosis also be helpful in adding clarity? Is in that confidence, do you gain clarity inside? What is the stuff you've taken the overwhelm load away, and now do you have a beautiful clarity along with that once you've been able to transform that? So yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, thank you. Got it. Okay. Jana, Magic Woman, or if she's there, I guess she's not. And Montez, I know you're driving. Would you like to share anything? Let's see. I don't know if she can unmute herself. Okay. Well, hopefully your questions will be answered. And glad you're here. And okay, so would you like to share anything? Okay, Jana, Magic Woman.
So I'm interested in, when I work with my clients, if somebody gets really triggered, how I would use hypnosis to pull them out of that.
Okay. 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 So thank you all for sharing. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to support all of you. Some of this you may know, some of this may be totally new, and support all of you in having what I call the beginner's mind. And even when I take people on hypnotic journeys and use the hypnosis, I always support you to have that curious beginner's mind. Because when you have that state of mind, you never know what insights, what possibilities can happen by being able to have that state of mind. And the way that I want to define hypnosis right now is a relaxed state of body and mind where you have a focused attention. And what happens is, if you could imagine, you have your ego, that part of you, that personality self, and you can imagine your ego becomes kind of like okay. Okay, so Mumtaz says, I'm a hypnotherapist in private practice. Okay, I'm always learning. Okay, thanks for sharing, Mumtaz. Okay, cool. So she knows about hypnosis. So you can imagine that your ego is kind of like it's becoming an observer watching what's unfolding. And the way that I would describe is, well, let me just ask, by a show of hands, I know some of you mentioned it. I know Donna mentioned it. Some of you have you ever experienced hypnosis? You have. Okay, so Lisa says no, Janice says yes, Donna, I know, said yes. Elisa, I don't know. And Mumtaz says she's a hypnotherapist, so, and not sure about Carol, but okay. So really, it's, if you were, I have not. Okay, thanks, Elisa. Okay, so really, if you were to imagine that hypnosis is really your things are unfolding before you, and your ego that becomes like an observer. And the more of an observer your ego is, the more relaxed your body and mind are, the more that ego can be in observation. And that's what you want. So the way that I want to define, so that was the definition for hypnosis. And the other thing is that when you're in that relaxed state, when your ego's kind of like kind of being that observer, you become more open to suggestions. And having a hypnotherapist or a person that uses hypnosis can really help you transform old beliefs and feelings to new beliefs and new feelings that will support you and take you to new levels. That's what you want. And the way that I want to define overwhelm, how it all fits in, is overwhelm is an overstimulated state. And it could be physically, it could be emotionally, it could be mentally, all those beliefs and mind, and your mind's going, how many of you know what I'm talking about when you get that? Yeah. I can't imagine anybody not, because most of us we can go in and out of that. So, and it's also could be spiritually. And most of the time when you're in overwhelm, it's a combo of all of it. So it's learning to be able to work with yourself to be able to bring you out of that state of overstimulation. So the first thing that I want to talk about so that we're all on the same page is something that Carol mentioned, but I'm not sure everybody knows what that means. So the way that I like to talk about, I call it my Psych 101 lecture, is the three minds. You have your conscious mind, and your conscious mind is the part of you that decided to be here tonight. So thank you, conscious mind, for choosing. And your conscious mind empowers you. Yeah, it's the part of you that empowers you to have decisions and make conscious decisions, which really is life-changing as you support yourself to really access and make more conscious decisions. However, your subconscious mind, and we're going to talk more about it, your subconscious mind is the part of you from the moment that you were conceived to present time has recorded every moment of your life. So all those limiting beliefs and emotions that you may not be consciously aware of are all stored in your subconscious mind. And so it's being able to access that information. That's what makes hypnosis so powerful, is being able to access that information in your subconscious mind that consciously you may not be aware of. And let me tell you something. Most of the time, we are not aware. So I'm going to give you a little, I'd like everybody to put in the chat what they think the answer is. Okay, so in your subconscious mind, are you spending 25% of your time, 50% of your time, 75% of your time, or 95% of your time with emotions and behaviors and thoughts that are in your subconscious mind? So put in the chat what you think the answer is. Everybody just venture a guess. Some of you may know the answer, some of you may be guessing. It's all good. Lisa says 95. Carol says, I took the quiz. Elisa says 75. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, we got Erin says 95. And Donna says a lot of the time. And that is correct. A lot of the time, 95% of our, because this is for everybody, our time is in habitual mode. Behaviors, patterns, thoughts, feelings, you're in that state. And that is really why you really want to be able to go into the subconscious mind, because in the subconscious mind has the answers to your questions. And it also has the ability, this is so powerful, typos are welcome, cool, yep. And it has the ability to change the way you're thinking and feeling, whether it's pain, feeling overwhelmed, whether it's being in that constant habitual state of perhaps feelings of anger or frustration, or you're creating the same patterns again and again, and you wonder. And here's a really big thing. I really want to support you not to beat yourself up if you're recreating those patterns. I do that. A lot of my clients beat themselves up, and then I say, you know what? This is your subconscious mind. And it's not about beating yourself up. It's about understanding what's going on there so that you can then heal it. So, And then the superconscious mind, the way that I define the superconscious mind is that place where you can access the higher aspects of yourself. So, believing in and connecting with your higher self, that ability to, your higher self is there for the asking. So you being able to feel and access the unconditional love and wisdom that your higher self has for all of you. Each of you, everybody has a higher self. Okay, so you all have your higher selves that you can ask for help from. But a lot of times we don't know, or we don't ask. And then what's so powerful about hypnosis, and what I love, is that hypnosis not only helps you discover the causes and heal those issues, but you can take journeys to connect more deeply with your higher self and your soul. So I'll share with you, when I found out that I could visit the soul realm. Now, you already know that I had a lot of trauma, and that trauma stopped me in a lot of ways. And I was walking on the beach. It was a July sunny day. And I started to cry as I was walking on the water's edge, because I realized in that moment that I could visit heaven without dying. And that's the power of hypnosis, is being able to go to those states of accessing the aspects of your superconscious mind, those higher aspects of self, and being able to connect more deeply with guides, spirit guides, and angels and loved ones. And I've done hypnosis sessions with people that said, I met my mother, or I met my spouse, or whatever, like really connecting with those loved ones in ways they weren't able to in normal conscious state. That's the power of hypnosis. So the other thing I will tell you is, in the subconscious mind is also not only your resources, because remember, your subconscious is all of it. It's your resources and your limitations and limiting beliefs and emotions, but all your resources are there. All your past lives are there. All your information and ancestral information. Now, you have all the resources there, and you have all the trauma. So it's going to be really important for what I do with clients is I help clear the ancestral trauma that may block you from moving forward. And there are times where I have had clients that have been in overwhelm, and it wasn't even theirs. It was their mother. They picked up the energy. And as you clear the mother energy or the father energy, they were able to calm down. And this could be generations back, the possibility. So ancestral clearing and past life clearing, all in your subconscious mind. So any questions about anything that I've said so far? Anything at all? Always want to answer questions. Erin.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, just so curious. When you're talking about this, is there particular areas of the brain that you work on, like that are like is the prefrontal cortex or anything, or is there anything that we even need to know about, like what part of the mind you're using? Or is it like when you're saying that you got the super conscious and the subconscious and the ego, I'm just like curious, like Yeah. So, and if there was an extra layer when it comes to actually like the physical aspects of the brain.
Okay, so what I will tell you is, of course, the brain comes in because it's part of our bodies. But 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 when you're working with hypnosis, it can access all the different parts. Like if you're dealing with trauma or traumatic memory, you're going to be dealing with healing, let's say, the amygdala or the vagus nerve, or those parts. Whereas, like when you're installing new beliefs, you're going to be doing the frontal cortex. So it really depends on what stage and what you're doing. But the brain, all of it is accessible in hypnosis. That's what's so powerful about hypnosis, is that it's, to me, I love it because it's unlimited. It's like anything's possible. That's what makes it so cool. So anything's possible. So thank you for the question, Erin. And anybody else have any other questions? Donna, do you have a question?
I've been having short-term memory
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
Would that help that, or it do you know what I mean?
So
In exercise forms or anything I could do with it?
it also depends on what is the reason for the short-term memory.
Right.
And I am gonna say this because I'm coming from a very spiritual perspective. So I'm gonna bring out, like, I can be very practical and I can also be very woo-woo, just saying. So here's the thing. I really believe in my heart of hearts, and I also believe in complementary medicine. Okay. I can't, you have to ultimately make the decisions that are best for your body. If it is, I believe that when we access that state of sourceness, of our God consciousness, anything can be healed if it's our soul's choice. So you may have these experiences in your life that you're having right now, so that you are learning certain lessons that you need to learn in order for you to move forward, or to gain some spiritual understanding or something like that. So so ultimately, I would need to talk to you and get to know you, and kind of tune in and see. But if it is thy will, I'll use thy will, then it can be done. Why are you laughing?
No, no, no. I mean, I totally get it. I know where I am right now and I know what I have to do, and
Okay,
that's exactly why I'm here.
beautiful. Well, glad you're here. Glad
Exactly.
you're
It's
here.
onward and upward, and all I can do, once you know what questions to ask, you know how
Yes,
to find the answers, so to
yes,
speak. And
exactly,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
That is
So
really
a lot of what a lot of the women have said pertains to me also, and
yes. Okay,
yes.
great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Donna. All right. So really, the bottom line is that is the power of hypnosis, is being able to uncover those blocks or those energies that are creating that overwhelm. Now, overwhelm, again, it may be a combination of a lot of different things. And so it's being able to unpack it one piece at a time. And I'm also going to give you a few tools that can also support you when you're feeling that state of overwhelm, that I use and that I've helped a lot of clients in being able to use. So the other thing, and this is what we had talked about also, is that deeper state of connection. And that includes your body, your mind, your emotions, and of course, your spiritual self. And that is that ability. Hypnosis gives you the ability to access those different parts and aspects of self in ways that are beyond your conscious ability. And that's why it's so powerful. Because when you're connecting with that subconscious mind, that 95%, how many of you have ever heard the that stat? We only use 10% of our mind power. Yeah, it's pretty common in psychology. All right, 10%. All right. And if that, okay, if that, hypnosis opens the gates of making that a lot more, because you are opening to so much more, so much more. So now, one of the ways that you can learn to connect with yourself is self-hypnosis. It's definitely a learnable skill. It's not something I'm going to do tonight, but I really want to talk a few, about it, that it is a learnable skill. And when you use that self-hypnosis, and I know you had questions about that, Donna,
Right.
it can help you create the changes that you want. And here's the thing, I will tell you, as with any tool, first you're learning the skill and then you're going to practice. And the more you practice, the more you're able to do it better. Now, people have also asked, okay, what about meditation?
I was just going to say, is it a deeper form of meditation?
Aha, I
Right.
must have read your mind, Donna.
Pat Longo did my healing a long time ago, so it's been a
Okay.
while. Yeah.
Okay. So meditation and hypnosis are similar states. They're both altered states if you're going into a deeper state. However, the way that I define it is the intentions are different. The intentions are different. So with hypnosis, you're intending to, let's say, discover the cause and do the healing, or go on a journey. Like, you have an intention before you go into a hypnotic state.
Right.
With meditation, your intention is more to be connecting with yourself. So again, the intention is going to be different than with hypnosis. So that's how I define the difference. And you're welcome. And then so what other ways? Okay, so let's talk about ways to help overwhelm. So learning self-hypnosis, definitely learning meditation. How many of you go into nature? Nature help you? Taking that walk, all right? Taking the walk, or being at the beach, or being in the mountains. Definitely.
Nature photography.
Nature photography. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Earthing.
Earthing, yes.
Earthing.
The garden.
Okay. So now what's going to be really important with you being able to help you with overwhelm is something called grounding. How many, by a show of hands, how many of you know about grounding? Okay, so you do. Okay, so I'm giving you a reminder. All right, and if you don't know about grounding, what I will say grounding is grounding is that ability to connect with the earth. See, Erin said earthing. It's connecting with the earth. One of the ways that I like to do it is feeling my breath, feeling my feet. And using breath is one of the most powerful tools you have. In every religion or spiritual text, they are talking about breath. And there's a reason. Donna, I'm just going to mute you. You can always unmute when you need to. Okay, thank you. Thanks. When you, so it's learning to be able to really feel your breath, use your breath. I talk about the belly breath. How many of you know about belly breath? Okay, so you know about belly breath. Belly breath is being able, for those of you who may not know, it's being able to take a deep breath in and your diaphragm, your belly rises. I actually put my hands, and whether you do this or not, I would support you in doing it because I really believe it can help with overwhelm. Is as soon as you notice that you're feeling overwhelmed or something's happening, put your hand on your belly. Take a deep breath in and watch your belly rise. And take a, on the out breath, allow your belly to go down. And in breath, belly out. On the out breath, belly in. And doing that can help take those feelings of overwhelm, because overwhelm is actually a state when you're disconnected, and you're disconnected from yourself. And so the more that you can reconnect with your breath, your body, to calm yourself down. And also know that when you're in, like when you're in your head, how many of you, like we talked in the mind chatter, you know, that mind chatter, you're not in present time. You are in the past or the future. And doing the breath work, connecting with your body, connecting with your feet, grounding, any of that brings you out of that overwhelm and into present time. Now, if you, like when I'm working with somebody to work in hypnosis, I start with breath. I start with breath because that helps that relaxed state. And then we go to the other parts. So whenever I'm working with somebody, I'm always going to start with the breath. So you might as well start with the breath yourself. I'm going to remind you you can hear my voice. When you forget and you're in that state of overwhelm, say, oh, right, Nancy. Nancy said to breathe. Breathe. So I'm just going to support you all to remember to breathe. Okay? And feel your breath and feel your feet, helping you come out of that overwhelm and into feeling more grounded, more relaxed. And if you start yawning, or if you start like, you know, if you need to move your body, definitely move your body. Because that energy, whatever, it's really going with what the flow is, whatever you need. Now, if you get triggered, or a client of yours is triggered and they're having a memory, and the first thing is, if it's you need to find a way to remind yourself this is not happening now. If it's a client, it's about reminding the client this is not happening now. And the best thing that you can do is to bring them and work on helping them come back to present time, using the breath, using body, using like physical surroundings. So I wanted to answer that question. So, because that's important, whether it's yourself or someone else, it's reminding yourself, coming back to present time. That's what this is all about. So learning, when you make the deeper connection, it can help you when you're in present time. You can get and access your intuition, which I'm going to go into shortly. So who would like to hear more about intuition that can help give you clarity? All right. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to take a little station break. I'm going to share with you. I want to share with you one of the clients that I have worked with. And this client actually, part of her journey in our work together, we used a lot of hypnosis. So, okay, now I have to share. Let me see. Share screen. Okay. All right. Everybody see? Okay. All right.
If there's one word I could use to describe the difference between how I felt when I started working with Nancy and how I felt when I finished, it's transformation. I have been transformed as a person, as a wife, a mother, a professional. I've been transformed. I am somebody who now has confidence and a deep inner strength that doesn't come from any kind of fake building me up, but really from a deep inner knowing. I'm connected to my higher power. I am in tuned with my intuition that guides me every step of the way. And the way I feel today versus how I felt when I began, it's actually easier. My life is easier because I just don't question myself. I am very secure in the ways I interact with people. And the part to me that has been one of the most surprising is that other people have picked up on this energy and they respond in a way that's appropriate and that honors my boundaries that I have set. And I wouldn't have believed it until I went through it. I can say that this wasn't easy work. It was very challenging and deep and inner work, but it has transformed my life and I couldn't be more grateful.
And that's the power of going through the transformational process and using hypnosis and all the other tools that I use with people to help transformation happen. And I really, I'm offering my intuitive breakthrough session, and my intuitive breakthrough session is something that what you can do, what we'll do together is we'll talk about your goals and your vision, and then we'll go over what might block you from those goals, from that vision. And if you would like, I can tune into your energy, and then we'll talk about what steps that you can take to move you forward. And so Carol says, lovely to see. and really to help you, you could see it shine through. Thank you, Donna. And so really it's about being able to know that you can make the shifts that you long for. And it's about going into your subconscious mind, about accessing the information that is there It's about being able for you to open to the possibilities that are there so that you can make the shifts in your life that you want to. One of the things I do the coaching, and I also am going to be starting a training program, a training in hypnosis. And so I'm going to support you. I would love to connect with you more. And I've opened up a few spots in my schedule this week. And Risa put in the link for the intuitive breakthrough session. So grab your spot. I'd love to connect with you more. And definitely let's schedule, and I would love to connect with you and talk to you more about how I could support you further and where you may have those blocks or what's happening for you, so that you can then learn what you need to do to unblock and move forward in your life. So the link for the intuitive breakthrough is in the chat. Like I said, I opened up a few appointments this week. If for some reason you don't find anything that fits, let me know and we'll find a time that works for you. So now, we got intuition. I love my two favorite topics, hypnosis and intuition. Okay, so intuition. So intuition and hypnosis for quantum success. How do they go together? How? Okay, so I will tell you how. So first, let me define intuition. Intuition is the ability to hear, feel, see, sense, and know beyond the physical 5 senses. Intuition is your gift from God, universe, higher power to navigate earthly life. Because without, intuition.
God knows we need it.
Donna, what'd you say?
I said, God knows we need it.
Yeah, exactly. God did know, and that's why
Yes,
we got
he
it. Because the bottom line is we all need support in navigating our life. So definitely intuition is the vehicle, is the gift that we were given. And so, and how hypnosis helps in growing your intuition, it's what happens with intuition is if you are not in a clear state, if you're in that overwhelmed state, like you're not going to hear your intuition. You're not going to feel your intuition. You're not going to even acknowledge your intuition. So the first thing that you need to do to access and gain clarity is to be able to ground yourself, earth yourself. I love it. Earthing yourself. And to really bring yourself out of that overwhelmed state. Use any tool. I don't care what tool you use. If it's not, breathing, it could be walking, it could be exercise, it could be journaling. It's finding the state, finding whatever tool you can use to bring you into the calmer state, because it's in the state of peace that you hear, feel, see, sense, or know your intuition. Now, okay, talking about hear, see, feel, sense, know. Okay, so let me just talk about the clairs. Claire, and if you know you have that clair, and you may have a few of them. Okay, Donna, what? All right, what am I going to say?
Heck. Knowing, hearing, seeing.
Okay, you got it. You got it all. All right, cool. So if you are clairaudient, you can hear, and you may hear You may hear not only words or thoughts, you may hear sounds, music. If you're a musician, a lot of musicians actually hear the music and then they translate it into their, the physical. So you may have clairaudience. You may have clairvoyance. That's the third eye. That's when you see the visions in your mind's eye, or some people see colors, shapes, numbers, all clairvoyance. And then there's claircognizance. How many of you are you get the knowings, just kind of the ahas? Yeah, especially in the shower. Definitely. Or when you're not thinking about it, all of a sudden, boom, you get that knowing. So, okay. And how many of you, okay, I venture to say most of you, if not all of you, are empaths, clairsentient. Clairsentient are the feelers. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Clairsentient, the feelers, the empaths. How many of you get the God bumps or the goosebumps? I go like, I go, ooh, I got the chills. And when I'm with a client or in a group, they're like, oh, cool, yay. Because then you're right on track, or I'm on track, or whatever. So it's always cool. So that's all clairsentient. So that's all different ways the intuition comes. And they want me to talk about clairgustance. How many of you smell? Anybody have the smeller?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you start smelling popcorn, or you start smelling roses, that's
Cigar smoke.
Cigar smoke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. So, and here's the thing, hypnosis can help clear the blocks that would keep you from receiving the intuitive hits. Because if you have trauma or a limiting belief or emotion, or I talk about we're all pipelines to and from the divine. And those limiting beliefs, those emotions, trauma, are big hairballs in your pipeline. And so hypnosis is a tool to clear your clogs. Now, I have many tools to clear the clogs. Clients have called me spiritual Drano because I love clearing the clogs. So,
Oh, no.
So definitely being able to clear those clogs. Spiritual Drano. Yeah, Erin likes that. Yeah. So that's also, it's all important parts of that. So, and you know that you've mastered your intuition. And here's the thing, I just really want all of you to know that we are works of art, of intuitive art in the process. I'm still working on growing my intuition, and I'm an expert in it. But I really believe that we're unlimited beings. So there's no limit to how much we can go and connect with those intuitive knowings and feelings and hits. So, you've mastered it when you can. You're accessing it, you're listening to it, and you're living from it. You're taking the inspired action. I don't make a decision, and those that know me, I don't make a decision without first consulting my intuitive feelings or knowings. I'll say, I need to meditate on it, or I'll get back to you. And because I want to make sure intuitively it's coming from that place. And I support all of you. And so really learning to live from that place, and then ultimately learning to lead. and be the leader you are, whether with individual clients or you have a bigger purpose. And here's the thing, if you're working in any way, shape, or form with other people, connecting and having that deeper connection with yourself and your intuition makes your life, to me, more magical and miraculous, because you're in that energetic flow. You're listening to the synchronicities, you're listening, and that's when the magic happens. It's fun. It makes it more fun. So anyway, so that's what it's all about. So first I want to ask, are there any questions at all about anything that I've said? Okay, Risa says, sounds wonderful. Erin says it's all very inspiring. Thank you. And Risa, could you put the link again in the?
Oh no, I keep doing this.
What?
Oops. I keep losing. Okay, there you go. Sorry.
Okay, we got you. Were there any questions, Donna?
I will definitely go to the link. I think it's something that I definitely want to do. So you will be hearing from me.
Good. I'm
Yeah.
so glad, because I would love to connect with you more.
Yes. I don't know if it will be in a group setting. However it's going to be, I will reach out.
Let me be clear. The session is for an individual
That's
session.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just me. It's just
Okay.
me and you, babes. Me and you. That's
And you spoke about a group, some other type of.
yeah. I have group programs and training that well, I can talk to you more about it.
Okay, right,
Okay.
right. Okay,
I look forward to connecting with you, Donna.
okay. I'm gonna go now. Okay, if you don't mind. Time to
All
switch
right.
the body. Good night,
Definitely.
ladies.
Oh, take
Good
care
luck
of
to
yourself.
everybody.
Good night.
Take care, Nancy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we have a question. Hi, so Elisa says, I cannot talk now. But I was wondering if you knew something about the connection between your soul and your higher self. Okay, Elisa, yes. I'm all about helping understand that connection even more. And what that is your higher self is unique to you in this lifetime. That's the way that I define it. It's your future enlightened self. Your soul is this vast light energy, your core essence of who you are, like the core energy of who you are. And your soul has had many lifetimes. We are one of the many lifetimes of our soul. And so each one is really important to connect to and to understand. When I'm working with clients, I'm working with both aspects of self, because each part has a unique perspective on who we are and more about us. So I'm hoping that helps you, Elisa, answer the question. So if there's anything else before we end, Yes, thank you. All right. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Carol?
Can you just go back to that higher self and just repeat that?
Sure. Higher self is the wise, unconditionally loving part of us. It's unique to us. It's actually our future enlightened self.
Why isn't it present?
What do you mean?
Why is it a future enlightened self? Like if I'm connecting to higher self, why isn't that?
Well, you're connecting with higher self in present time. What I mean by the future enlightened self is it has the wisdom. It's your future self. So it has wisdom for you that you in present time don't necessarily have. So you can access your higher self in present time I've done hypnotic journeys with people to help them connect with their future self or
So
their
you
higher self.
do
Yeah.
you access the wisdom like
Yes.
from, yeah,
Whenever you're connecting with your higher self, you're bringing more of its wisdom back into you in present time. So
okay,
that's why when I have clients work with their higher self, I'm helping them to connect with themselves and that wisdom to bring it into present time.
cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? If not, we will call it a good night. And I look forward to connecting with all of you soon. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And I look forward to connecting with all of you. Bye for now. All right, let me.
Bye, everyone. Bye.